All right, the preliminary report on Air India 171 has just been released. It was released at midnight on Friday night at the very last minute to the general public. We've taken last night and this morning to go over all the information in it and to kind of assemble it in a way that we can explain to you from a cockpit perspective, almost a second-by-second delineation of what took place inside that cockpit. I did a video yesterday talking about the Wall Street Journal, Air Current, and the Reuters report that talked about the fuel control switches being placed to cutoff. That is consistent with what is in this report. In addition to that, there is some amplifying information about the timing of all of that. You can draw your own conclusions. In a preliminary report like this, they don't generally come to a definitive reason for why something was done. They just tell you the somethings that were done, and then you can draw your own conclusions. Now, the final report may be a year or two away. In that report, many times they will go to the why part of it and try to come up with a definitive reason for why. But I think it's pretty clear from this report exactly what happened in that cockpit on June the 12th. So let me begin at the top of the report, and then I'm going to amplify some of the information for you. It's absolutely fascinating, all right, and especially the conversation back and forth between the two pilots, because now we have the cockpit voice recorder information. That's something that Reuters and Wall Street Journal didn't have. So the background is this: on June 12th, 2025, that was just last month, Boeing 787 operated by Air India out of Ahmedabad to Gatwick Airport crashed about 60 seconds after takeoff. It was AI-171. We know all that information already. They assembled a team almost immediately, and over in India, it's the AAIB. It's their Aviation Investigation Board. Then they brought in the NTSB from the United States. You wonder, well, why did they do that? Well, because it was a Boeing product that was involved. And so they'll always bring in the country of manufacturer origin. So they invited the NTSB in addition to that. There were citizens on board from the UK, Portugal, and Canada. So they also invited the Canadian TSB and some others in to help assist with the investigation. The final team that was put together consisted of the NTSB from the US, technical advisors from Boeing, and GE. Why GE? GE was who produced those engines. So the engines on the wings were General Electric engines, and the FAA. So all of that team with all the other players put together were assembled. The next page tells us who was in charge of the investigation. All of the local Indian authorities with all of their names are listed. And then underneath of it is a very interesting paragraph. And I'm going to read this next sentence and a half to you because I don't think anybody else has highlighted this or is talking about it, but I think it's absolutely germane to the root cause behind what actually happened in this crash. And here it goes. Experienced pilots, engineers, aviation medicine specialists, aviation psychologists, and flight recorder specialists have been taken on board as subject matter experts to assist in the investigation. Why in the world would they bring in an aviation psychologist to help with this investigation? I think that's absolutely critical and important to where this is going. I think a year from now, or whenever the final report comes out, I think the aviation psychologist is going to be a huge player in the final conclusions.